All right, so let's talk about why YouTube channels with small audiences can generate bigger profits. And we're going to talk about this as a storm rolls in. So maybe we'll hear some thunder in the background. Who knows? But hmm, the analogy I like to use for this, because a lot of people have trouble grasping this. They don't really understand. And I can tell them all the stats. Just as an example, the businesses that make the most money, guys, the ones you hear about, like, oh, the Facebooks and the Metas and the Teslas of the world, those are the exception to the rule. The B2C businesses, the businesses that appeal to a mass market audience. There's so many businesses out there that you've never even heard about that are B2B businesses that absolutely crush it. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and the only people that know about them are big, like, companies, the companies that they work with, right? So let me give you guys an analogy. I thought about this one today, so you can fully understand it, because it's the same exact thing on YouTube. If you make, like, a lot of the time, these little niche channels on YouTube are making more money than some of the biggest channels that are super famous on YouTube. And let me give you an analogy for why this is. Imagine that you have some kind of rare tropical disease. Only a few thousand people in the world have this disease. So normal doctors don't know anything about it, right? Like, I'd never even heard of the disease. Never mind know how to treat it, right? And then there's this one doctor who's the world-renowned expert on treating your disease. And you've been so frustrated. You've done so much research. It's caused you so much pain. You wasted so much time trying to get this disease treated. But there's this one doctor who's a world-renowned specialist on treating the disease. Nobody knows who he is. Like, he's not that well known, except for people who have the disease. He's well known for people who have the disease. Let's call him Dr. Hummus. Okay. And so then on the other hand, let's take the most famous doctor in the world. I think it's maybe Dr. Phil. I don't know. Is Dr. Phil even a doctor? I honestly don't know. Dr. Phil. Okay. Dr. Phil doesn't even know what the disease is. He's never even heard of the disease. Never mind how to treat it. Which doctor would you go to if you wanted to get that disease treated? Which doctor would you be more excited about seeing if you wanted to get that disease treated? Dr. Hummus or Dr. Phil? Think about it. Of course, you would be much more excited to see Dr. Hummus because he's a world-renowned expert on your super rare disease. And it's the same exact thing when it comes to B2B companies. Now, I've told you guys this before in other videos. 70 to 80% of businesses that make it to $100 million market caps are B2B companies. But the sexy companies are always B2C, right? Those are the ones that appeal to a mass market audience. They're always B2B or B2C. And of course, like, they make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. Mr. Beast makes a ton of money too, but he's the exception to the rule, guys. He's not the rule. He's the exception to the rule. Right now, and even more going forward, especially with the way the economy is, B2C people don't have money. Especially with the way the economy is going forward, the people that are going to have money and the businesses that are going to make the most money are going to be B2B businesses. They're going to be businesses that appeal to sophisticated audiences or B2B audiences. So, like luxury brands where you're selling to the wives of business guys, or whatever. Those are going to keep going well because it's a sophisticated audience, right? It's people who have money. And this is kind of what I've been saying, right? This is what I've been saying all along. And it's, more and more people are starting to realize this. I've been saying this for like the last 2 years. The reason that, like, on this channel, for instance, a lot of the videos I post, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 videos, sometimes 1,000, 2,000 videos, 2,000 views per video. But I'm making like $5,000 per 1,000 views, $5,000 plus dollars. And that's direct money. Indirectly, I'm probably making more because they might not buy from this platform, but this platform influenced them to buy. So they end up buying from, something else, maybe a webinar or something, but they went through this platform at some point, and that's what made them make that decision, watching these videos. And, I'm making $5,000 per 1,000 views. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there that are mass market that aren't even making 10. They aren't even making $20 per 1,000 views because they appeal to a mass market audience and they aren't selling a high ticket product or solution. But for me, I appeal to an audience of people that actually have money, business owners, sophisticated audience, coaches, consultants, online service providers, etc. And these are people that if I sold a low ticket product, they would be like, whoa, what the hell? They would start getting suspicious. And so I can be very direct with these types of people because they want to trade their money for time because they're time poor and money rich. So they want to trade their money to save them time. And so I can be very straightforward with these people. Sign up, down the link in the description, the pinned comment below. I don't have to do any silly marketing tricks. I don't have to use any silly copy strategies in my videos. I can just make normal videos, give some value to these types of people, drop some knowledge, and they sign up, right? I don't have to do any crazy fancy stuff like I do on my main channel. That's a B2C channel that has over 1 million subscribers, right? And it's the same thing. And this is why so many YouTube channels with small audiences can generate big profits. And it's not just YouTube, guys. Look at any industry, right? Look at any advanced industry. Let's see. The storm is coming. Storm's coming. Look at any advanced industry, right? Magazines, newspapers, blogs, any industry that's been around for a while. Newsletters have been around for a while. There's one newsletter. Basically, he does. They interviewed him on the My First Million podcast. He basically does rare earth metal and natural gas trading, and his newsletters make is worth like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Tiny newsletter, not that many people signed up to it. Only people that are interested in rare earth metal and natural gas trading. Super niche, right? He's like Dr. Hummus, right? Super niche. Most people wouldn't give a shit about him. In fact, they'd probably be bored as hell listening to his content. But people who are like autistically obsessed with rare earth metals and natural gas trading are going to eat his shit up. They're going to love his stuff. Most people, if I talk about like YouTube operations, like how to grow a successful YouTube team and how to, structure it and how to train people and how to incentivize people and all that kind of thing, that's going to be boring as hell to most people. And most people are going to be like, oh, I have to hire somebody. I don't want to do that. Great. Those are not the people that I want to attract. I want to attract people that are like, oh, please, I need to hire somebody because I don't want to have to do the work. I got plenty of money, but I don't have plenty of time. I need more time. So I'm going to trade my money to get more time. Those are the types of people I want to attract with this channel. And that is why these small channels, these small little niche channels are crushing it. Now, I could probably try a lot harder with this channel and I could probably get more views and make content and all like work on my hooks and all that kind of thing and put a lot of thought into that. And basically it's like manipulating people. It's like, okay, I guess I could do that. It's like, okay, but I don't have to because I'm making plenty of money. Now, maybe in the future, I'll go a little more mass market and I'll start like trying a little harder with the content and making more sophisticated content. But right now I love doing this because I can make any type of content I want. Lots of different recording formats, lots of different recording styles. Sometimes I have the Miro board. Sometimes I draw. Sometimes I record just with my phone. I'm going to go traveling here pretty soon and I'm probably going to record a lot of content with my phone. And I'm able to do that because it's a niche audience, right? It's a niche audience of people that I am uniquely positioned to be able to help. People that want to hire a YouTube team, people that want to treat YouTube like a business, which is not very many people. But the people that are like that are really attracted to this channel, right? Now, one thing that anyone can improve on, like even advanced business owners, even if you're making like $1 million a month. And by the way, I've had people join the program that are already making $1 million a month. But even advanced business owners, they usually don't really have their niche down, especially when it comes to YouTube. Because sometimes on YouTube, you need to make content that is something that your target demographic would be watching that doesn't necessarily have to do with your niche. So if you want to know how to do that, I have a niche validator GPT. This has been trained on like hundreds of hours of coaching calls and coaching messages and my own philosophies and frameworks, etc. You can check that out down in the description in the pinned comment below. It'll really help you dial in your niche for YouTube to figure out how to do it. It'll help you make what's known as a niche hypothesis statement, which is super important. You should put this niche hypothesis statement on your banner and in your about section. And also, I'm going to give you an example of one of my clients who did exactly this. So this was a very smart 18-year-old client, believe it or not. And he is going to an Ivy League school in the US. He's going to Wharton School of Business. And so it's probably the best business school literally in the entire world. And he was making personal development and study content. And of course, he wasn't making any money from it, or he's making very, very little money. And he just happened to be an international student. So he was actually an international student that got into Wharton, an Ivy League school, which is tough. That's not easy to do. And I told him, why don't you make content for other international students who want to get into Ivy League universities and then sell a high ticket program on how to do that? So that's exactly what we did. He started making content on a very specific test that international students have to take to get into Ivy League universities and how to do well on those tests. And then he launched an offer and got to $85K per month almost immediately. Okay, very, very quickly. Teaching people how to do this. Why? Because he was Dr. Hummus. He was treating the rare tropical disease, and all the other people that were making content about how to get into Ivy Leagues were not focusing on international students. They were just focusing on like just how to get into Ivy Leagues in general. But he focused specifically on international students. He was basically helping the younger version of himself. And because of that, he was able to make a ton of money. And guess what? These international Ivy League students, a lot of them have parents that are rich. So he's able to make a ton of money by charging for a high ticket product, right? So you can check out, by the way, and again, sign up for a call. Like, listen, don't waste your time. Sign up for a call if you're interested. You know that you need to start on YouTube. You know that YouTube is the future. Sign up for a call down in the description in the pinned comment below. We'll teach you how you can start on YouTube, grow your YouTube channel. If you're a busy business owner, do it in a very tiny amount of time. We'll even help you. We'll literally hire, train, and place people in your business and then provide them ongoing support for you. We just take care of it all, right? It's as close you can get to as a build and release officer as we can possibly get. Okay, check that out down in the description, pinned comment below, and also check out this video from Joaquin. He's the student that I was talking about right here. This is a case study that breaks down exactly what he did. Click that right here.